Hello everyone! I am in the beautiful city of New Orleans. So, I'm doing my makeup right now. I'm going to go to breakfast. Sorry I haven't posted. I've been pretty busy. Filming, work, school. It was non-stop for a little while. And it still is pretty non-stop because, I'm in New Orleans. This is my first time ever being in New Orleans. There's definitely already been some interesting things that I've seen. I got to hold a snake, that was pretty cool. It's been really fun so far. I decided that this video would be a nice little gap filler because I can't post my video that I already have recorded until the commercial comes out. This blush does not like to blend. The breakfast spot that I'm going to is like a 2-minute walk from the hotel, so that's pretty cool. Everything is walking distance and I really like it. All right, and we can just finish with a little bit of blush on the lips. Okay, now let's walk to breakfast. Here's the finished outfit. It's kind of hard to see, but I got my New Balance Abercrombie jeans, this tank top, this jacket, and me. Okay, I'm gonna walk now. I need my card.
Going down.
I just got back from breakfast. It was really good. Now I'm heading back to the hotel room and I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Why is this bedside lighting so good? It's just this inky dinky little nighttime light. So I have my wonderful mom here. She's gonna help me tell the story about how she lost her phone because I suck at telling stories.
No, you don't. It's easier and it's more fun to go back and forth. So during Mardi Gras, not the actual parade, but I guess during that time of year, honestly, it could be during every weekend. I don't know what that street is always like, but lots of tourists. And on Bourbon Street, there's a lot of buildings with balconies and people stand on the balconies and throw beads down to people that are on the street. It's fun. It's not all the rated R or whatever stuff. It's people having fun, drinking, partying. Yes, some rated R, but there's people on balconies and there's people on the street. And the reason that's important is because every section of balconies, a lot of people crowd together. The reason why that is important is because we were in one of the crowds beneath the balconies trying to catch beads too. And I noticed when we were standing there that there was this guy walking around by himself, not in like the typical Mardi Gras beads and like fun clothes and you know, all that kind of clothing. Themed, all black hat, black shirt, black pants, and I think white shoes, black shoes, whatever. But he was walking around and I could see him looking around at people's hip or waist level where their phones and their purses are. And I was like, London, I just noticed this guy looking at people and I could tell he's scouting out to try to grab. I didn't know at the time that it was just phones. I was like, grab people's purses, obviously.
Yeah, or wallets.
So she was like, oh my gosh, will you remember what he looked like? And I was like, no, like I wasn't really paying attention that closely. I saw him clearly, but I wasn't necessarily like focusing on him. I was just so quick to like hurry up and tell London, like, keep your hands on your stuff, pay attention to your surroundings, whatever. Because we were actually talking about the day before, being super observant of your surroundings, because she saw a guy with a knife and I didn't notice him. So, you know, gotta look out for each other, gotta be observant. Yeah. We moved on, we walked all the way down Bourbon Street, and then we started to walk back.
And we were heading back to our hotel too.
So I recorded a video and I was telling London, I put the phone away really quick because I was keeping my hand on my purse, like hooked, because it's a little tiny bag and there's a front pouch that I just slipped my phone into, and I kept my hand covering the opening of that pouch pretty much the whole time. But I slipped my phone in after I took this video to tell London why I was taking this video of this song and this guy dancing, because it was funny. Maybe like not even a minute later, we're walking down Bourbon Street. We're actually walking to go back to the hotel, and I go to grab my phone and I was like, London, my phone's not there. And I was so, like, I knew that's where I put it, but I was like, please be in my back pocket, please. Nope, it's gone. It was gone. She immediately pulls her phone out and she's like, I'm calling you. She calls and my phone is already off. So fast.
And then
so fast.
I pulled up Find My iPhone and they disabled that too.
it was gone. I freaked out for a moment. I was like, my phone is gone. My phone is gone. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, I want to throw up. I want to cry. And she's like, what do we do? What do we do? And I said, actually, let's turn around, track our steps. And I'm like, maybe
you dropped it.
Maybe it fell out of my purse. Maybe I dropped it. Or hoping to see somebody. I don't even know. And London's like, what are you going to do if you see someone? I'm like, absolutely nothing. Like, not going to, definitely not. Yeah, just say goodbye, wave goodbye to my phone or something. So as we turn around to go trace our steps, London sees a girl crying and she's like, Mom, I think her phone got stolen too. Oh my God. So London's like, Mom, I think that girl got her phone stolen too. We walk up to her, she's crying and she's like, they stole my phone. I was like, me too. And by this time I was like kind of calming down. Like I didn't react.
It was just kind of like an oh man moment.
Yeah. I was like consoling her. She was hysterical and she's like, I'm also PMSing, so this is the worst time. And she's like, they opened my fanny pack. She was wearing a fanny pack
with a million zippers too,
with a bunch of zippers, and they somehow opened it. I think she was in a club dancing, so it's a little bit different maybe, or maybe she was just around more people, like way more than us, because we weren't close to people.
You're like that the whole time, so feeling something everywhere is
you don't
like normal.
Think somebody's unzipping your bag and taking your stuff. So she was a mess, and then we're like, you're gonna be okay, like she was with her boyfriend, so she was clearly okay. And we walk literally 5 feet around her, and there's 2 more groups of people that both lost their phones, also talking to each other like, you just lost, my phone just got stolen, and they're all a mess. One girl, oh my gosh, had one of those pop socket wallets on the back, so her ID, her credit cards, everything was gone, and she was freaking out because she had a flight and she was worried about not having her stuff and everything. So I was like, thankfully, okay. Perspective, right? Thankfully, it was just my phone. It
could have been
could have been so much worse. Then we saw a few more groups, same thing happened.
We decided to like walk around and just
see if we could see somebody
but
doing
also,
it.
And
then,
look for,
yes, and then we were like, let's make sure that people know, like if we see girls with their phones in their pocket or their purse by their side or anything accessible,
like
they need to know.
I told a few girls to close their purses because they were leaving them open.
Yes, there was actually a couple guys too where their phone was like right in their pants pocket when their pocket was open.
Pants.
Yeah. And then London had the brilliant idea to be a little trickster. She's like, Mom, I'm willing to forego my phone case. Let's put the phone case in your purse. Actually, she tried her back pocket first, and I was like, your sweater's covering it. So they would have to lift your sweater, which honestly, they'd totally be capable of doing. But her pants were tighter too.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's put it in my purse. We put it in the same pocket where my phone was at that got stolen. And I'm not even joking, every 10 seconds or so, London is like, is it still there? I check it and she's like, is it in there? I'm like, it's in there. 10 seconds later, I'm like, it's gone. And we were not even in a crowd or anything.
At that point, when it got stolen, it was probably when we were telling a big group of girls to be careful.
It was insane how fast it was. Also, side note, I had my work phone on me, which I never really carry with me, but I had my work phone on me, and I had just been in the process of trying to meet up with another friend that was on Bourbon Street. So I texted him from my work phone, found out where he was. He was on one of the balconies where there was a huge group. So we were like, okay, so we go into the huge group trying to get his attention. I turn around and I see the guy that I had seen earlier scoping people out. Now there were 2 guys and they were doing the same exact thing, looking at people's purses. They, again, were clearly not there to party. They were there with a mission. So one of the guys sees me looking at him and I immediately tell London. London looks at him and then we're like, play it cool. Oh, beads, whatever. And then we see one of the guys, which is not the guy that I had seen earlier. It was the guy that was with him. Go and try to get a girl's phone out of her back pocket, and I rush up and I grab her and I said, get your phone out of your back pocket. And she like got startled, and he turns, and I got this on video because I had already started recording, and he gets startled and like goes in front of her and acts like he's trying to get beads. And we're like, bro, you're not here for the beads.
It was so
awkward.
Such bad acting.
Such bad. It was really bad.
He was just like,
he's like, yeah, he stood there and he was like, again, black hat, black shirt. They all were wearing
like
the same thing.
everyone has
the brightest clothes.
absolutely bling. You see sequins
They
everywhere.
weren't wearing beads. If you're trying to get beads, you're already wearing beads. Every single person, right? Then he notices that we're like, clearly we see what they're doing.
And
one guy goes this way, the other guy goes that way, and he just books it.
And they talk to a big group of people too.
One of them, the one that went this way, went and talked to a group of guys, and then I was like, London, look for police. We need to keep an eye on him. I was reporting him to see where he was going. And then we get the police come over, and they're like, unless you call your phone and you hear it ring on them and you know 100% that they have your phone, we can't do anything. I was like, okay, I didn't think so.
Too,
I was like, I didn't think so. Like, whatever. At least I thought I'd ask. So that was it. We spent the next, hour or so? 2 hours just warning every girl and groups that we walked by to keep your stuff close. And we hope that we saved at least one phone from being stolen.
Or ID in the phone too.
Even more important, yeah.
Like credit cards.
It was definitely a lesson to be learned on a few different levels. And one of those is how attached we are to our phones and how quick I was to stress about the fact that my phone was gone. And I'm like, it's just a phone. We are safe. Yeah. We're okay. We're gonna make it home. Like, it could have been so much worse. The fact that we got robbed twice, though. one a phone case, doesn't matter. We got robbed twice.
And we were
within
on the
an hour.
more lucky side that they didn't take our credit cards either.
For sure. Could have been way worse.
So they're probably selling them.
Yeah. We could have been way more negligent. I could have had my wallet exposed. Like, I actually had cash and cards in my purse.
They easily got over 100, 200.
Easy.
Probably easily over 300.
And Mardi Gras lasts for a few weeks, and it's so full of tourists and honestly, drunk people everywhere.
Yes.
Not just drunk, but drugs, whatever, on all kinds of stuff. I mean, they're impaired.
They're not paying attention too. Everybody's just trying to have fun.
And that's the thing, is everyone's hands are up and they're dancing and they're trying to get beads, and it was crazy, and it was honestly heartbreaking to see. But again, it was a huge lesson on so many levels. I was like, London, we've had so much fun while we've been here.
It didn't take away from anything.
I refuse to let this take away from the fact that we had been laughing all night. The whole day before, we had bomb food.
So good.
Bomb food.
I actually put it in the video.
We met some really cool people. You're not going to see pictures of the bombest food because it was on my stolen phone. The food was super bomb. The best food you won't see because it was on the phone. That was lost, but the memories weren't lost.
Aww.
I wish I could relive the tastes, but
yeah, just the tasting part.
Yeah.
So it was fun, but
yeah,
we got robbed twice.
We have a lot to be grateful for. We're safe. We still had fun. We warned as many people as we could, and if they were negligent,
that was probably
that's on
the
them.
best part of that night. Was making sure
it was
everybody
our
else.
throat hurt. We could not talk by the end of the night because it's
So
so loud that you have to speak up, and we were just constant, and it was dry.
Not
We didn't
speak
have
up,
water.
You have to yell.
So it was crazy, but we're coming back with lots of stories, some good, some filled with opportunities to learn and laugh about.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't cry. I'm surprised I didn't, but
that just shows how mature you are. How much you know.
I've grown, because I think in the past I probably would have.
I would have been like,
yeah,
well.
we were both like, better me than her.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, is the fact that I was with you made it way less stressful, because my biggest thing is, how do I communicate with you to make sure you know that I'm okay, and that, it would have been a lot harder if you weren't with me. But I was like,
but if I weren't with you, you probably wouldn't go to Mardi Gras.
That's exactly what I was saying last night. I was like, I probably wouldn't have gone out. I would have been at my hotel, like, reading or doing crossword puzzles or something. But it was all worth it.